All right. Welcome everyone. My name is Danish Hussain, and I'm the Manager Business Development here at MobiCommerce. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you all for joining us. We will get started and begin the session. So as you can see, the agenda of our today's webinar, we've already conveyed also, but we're gonna, in a nutshell, you can read out the, sequences, what we're gonna cover in the webinar today. But in summary, we will learn more about the PWA, its benefits. We'll find out the reason why it is a hot topic or trending so much. And then we will be quickly moving to the most interesting part of this webinar, a live interactive demonstration of our all new MobiCommerce PWA solution. So that's the agenda of today's webinar, as you can also see on my screen. So moving on, now in general, I would like to talk. Uh, about the e-commerce. Of course, the trending topic is e-commerce, which created the strong need to provide the better user experience, and it is expected that the global e-commerce economy will be 4.8 trillion US dollar by 2021, and it is not limited to the US region, but as a matter of fact, 85%, more than 85% opportunities are outside the US. So it's a global, uh, you know, trend. We've been seeing it. Then with reference to the slide I'm presenting, in the last couple of years, the trends have changed, and the study shows more than 50% of the traffic is directly coming through the mobile devices. So it is crystal clear that the e-commerce businesses uh, should focus, and the success is quite dependent on the mobile traffic. It means we can understand the level of user experience we should provide to the mobile users. Now the ultimate question is that how e-commerce store owners or marketeer can increase their mobile friendly presence. So the answer is the PWA, so the next generation all new PWA. And now the question is why? Because the PWA provides the app-like experience directly on the mobile browser. So the need of a native app because of better UX is 100% solved. So you don't have to download the app from the Play Store and App Store. So no additional headache to the user. You can send push notification, many more, which we will learn, of course, in the coming slides in this webinar. Now, let's begin. What is PWA actually? Okay, because this could be the question for many people. What is PWA? So basically, PWA stands for the Progressive Web Apps. So it is a name or a term coined by two, technocrats at Google. One is a Francis Perryman, and another one is a Google Chrome engineer, Alex Russell. They coined this term in 2015 to describe that apps taking advantage of new features supported by the modern browsers. But let me just clear, it isn't a formal or official name. But so far, this is what been trending. We call it PWA, and that's how it came. I just explained to you. And to create flexible and adaptable app-like experience using the web technologies. Now, let's go a little bit more and understand technical definition about the PWA. So progressive web app is a type of application software delivered through the web built using common web technologies, including HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It is intended to work on any platform that uses a standard compliant browser, including both desktop and mobile devices. So it's not limited to the mobile browser only, but also on desktop. That also we learn it here, and we also going to see this in action in the live webinar later when I start the practical demonstration of the same. Now, what is the simple definition of the PWA? In my opinion, people would like to understand it. So PWA, or Headless E-commerce Front, is a web apps developed using several specific technologies and standard patterns that allows them to take advantage of the web and native app features. For example, web apps are more discoverable, and it is a lot easier and faster to visit a website, and you can also share web apps by sending a link also. So PWA gives us this ability to create web apps that can enjoy these same advantages. So some key principles when we list them out, some key principles of web app should try to observe to be identified as a PWA should be: one, discoverable, so the contents can be found through search engines, right? Second is it should be installable, so it can be available on the device's home screen or app launcher. Third is linkable, so you can share it by sending a link or a URL. And the network independent, so it should work offline or even with a poor internet connectivity. Then we have a progressive, so it is still usable on a basic level on older browsers, but fully functional on the latest ones. Re-engageable, which means so it's able to send push notification whenever there is a new content available. And it should be responsive, so it's usable on any device with a screen and a browser, like the mobile phones, tablets, laptops, TVs, in fact, kiosk, POS, etc. And another, characteristic of PWA should be secure. It should have the secure socket level, so the connection between the user and the app and your server are secured against any third party trying to get access to the sensitive data. So this is what we can, simply define about the PWA by learning these shown features on my slide, and as I explained a little bit about each of them also. Now, let's talk about when we are talking about PWA. So what is wrong with the traditional technology of the front end, like the HTML1? Okay, so we try to show you some of the differentiation between both of them. So when we see uh, headless as a headless commerce and the traditional commerce has some differences. In the front end development, there are some design constraints. If you use the traditional HTML based front end, if you want to change something, you have to change the database and the code or also. Whereas in the headless, there is no such constraints. Customization is predefined in the traditional front-end technology, whereas here you have the full control. And then flexibility is also a little bit tight because it's a tightly coupled with the back end, whereas in the headless, you you can see it's a decoupled but integrated using the API layer, which I'll explain you in the later slides. And you have the full flexibility to customize. So these are some high level differences about the same. Moving on, uh, so another advantage of using this front-end technology PWA is that it gives you a single code base. One product, one code base is getting a latest trend. And of course, when we learn more about the advantages like easier implementation, which is decoupled from the front-end concept and opens the endless possibility of customization to provide the best user experience, then uniformity across all devices. This means you get a seamless user experience and the reusability of code, as all fronts use the same common API layers, which is your business logic. Then it's going to be budget friendly, more accessibility, maintenance, uh, easy to maintain. Then you have a cross platform presence for the same. So now the question is that why do we need it? I explain you a little bit more about the definition. I explain you a little bit more about, the characteristics of the PWA, the brief advantages we get it. So this question should be coming, why do we need this thing? So in a nutshell, PWA narrows the gap between the user experience in the web-based and the native application. It is now an essential new modern technique, and we will learn more in a little bit more detail soon through the live demonstration of the same. Now, many browsers makes it possible for you to enable and promote the installation of your progressive web app directly within the user interface of your PWA. So installation sometimes, referred to as, as a head to home screen, earlier in the Android version, which makes it easy for users to install your PWA on their mobile or desktop devices. Installing a PWA adds it to a user's launcher in the operating system, allowing it to be run like any other installed application. And I think for the marketing purpose, it's a great benefit. With single marketing efforts, you know, you can promote the PWA. So you can download it as an application, and it does work offline. So one of the criteria of building a modern web tech experience, and not coincidentally PWAs, is that the app must continue to work even if the device is offline. So the goal of PWA criteria is to help ensure users have a high quality app competitive experience when browsing the web. Chrome performs check against PWA criteria before enabling the install capability for a PWA about the same to work it offline. So your PWA should also work offline, and it gives you this ability where you can use it. Now moving on, I have two. I wouldn't call it like a case study, but my main purpose is to show you uh, the modern web apps or PWA can lead you to the higher conversation. Okay, we have two companies. One is AliExpress and another one is Book My Show. You can see the AliExpress have increased 11% in the conversion rates, whereas Book My Show noticed 80% increase in the conversion rates after moving to the PWA. And also there are some key points we should note about the spend time on the website, the drop on the failure in the sign in, all are decreased. So the overall user experience and the business conversion is increased, and technology is clearly helping businesses to gain more advantages using the same method. Now, behind the scene technologies is that there are a lot of technologies available currently in the market which helps you to build the PWA. One of them, the quite popular, is a React.js. And then there are other technologies also like Vue.js, Angular, and there may be more available, but these are quite known technologies helps you to build the PWS framework. Okay, moving on. So what we are, today is going to talk is that we are about to go for a product tour of MobiCommerce, Headless Commerce, and PWA. But before that, we would like to quickly summarize the key features and the technology combination about the same. So MobiCommerce, Headless Commerce, and PWA is built using the React, as I explained you before in the previous slide, React technology, Redux, and the Webpack, which are the most appreciated technology compared to available options such as Angular, Ionic, or Vue.js. And it gives you again the single code base, same APIs, layers, serves all fronts like PWA, desktop, and mobile apps, and React architectures to manage common code base for all fronts as we are learning it. And along with the MobiCommerce offers various themes or premium designs which also provide you the native application built on React technology and the same code base. So maintenance cost will be or maintaining would be quite easy for you. And API layers helps you to extend the fronts like the same fronts. You can extend it for the kiosk, post, or as you need because it's quite flexible and scalable. Thus offers you a lot of customization options available in the backend panel. And interestingly, it has an extension-based architecture. So the new features or a project-specific customization can be done as a part of the add-on extension, and thus this will make the base code untouched, which helps an easy upgrade and increase reusability. As I talked previously, it is decoupled and from the backend and standalone technology. So this is what I just said. So the system is not tightly coupled with any backend such as Magento or any e-commerce. It is built on microservice based architecture, so it can easily be plugged with any e-commerce solution as a front-end technology. But currently, what I'm going to show you today in the demonstration, we're using the Magento as a backend of the e-commerce. And some of the key highlights about the solution is that we have a latest UI and UX. We have a widget system. This is going to be very interesting to see how it works. Then it's a fully SEO friendly. has the capability of multi-languages, currency, stores, and page builder. This is again a second interesting topic which I would like to talk in today's webinar. Push notification, deep links, and it's full ready to go live. Because it's a ready solution, you can quickly go live. So we're moving towards to see the actions of our solution as an interactive live webinar. Before that, I would like to quickly tell you more about MobiCommerce, who we are, what we do. So MobiCommerce is an end-to-end e-commerce and m-commerce solution provider using cutting edge technologies and specialized in the headless commerce solution. We companies headquartered in Ahmedabad in India. We've been into the industry since more than 10 years and delivered our solutions to more than 500 plus customers around the globe and still counting more customers. And we offer omni e-commerce solution with headless e-commerce solution for all businesses, be it retail, B2C, or any delivery based, solution. We simply, in a nutshell, enable digital commerce everywhere that helps businesses to increase their customer reach. And today, we're servicing merchants worldwide with our successful software products. So moving on, let's begin the live demonstration of our today's webinar. So I'm gonna show you the webinar demonstration in three different components, or in a style, I can say. One, we're gonna check how the PWA has a desktop presence, which we call it headless commerce. So what you see on my screen is essentially a desktop version called headless e-commerce. Then we're gonna see the PWA, a mobile browser version, how both are different, what kind of user experience you get there, what is the user interface, okay? And third, we're gonna see the backend control, what additional advantages and the controls we're offering you and this solution to make things quite easy and manageable. So let's get started. Let's start with the website, the headless commerce first, the desktop version. So you see this one, it is quite trendy. We try to populate in a sense like an actual store, but of course it's just a demo store. Another noticeable difference you will find is that the products or any category I load is quickly loading up. So the speed is the major criteria in this solution. Then we have category landing page, which allows you to market your own products in a different style. So when somebody is heading any category like men or women, you can show a very different uh, you know well designed, specifically designed page for the same. So this is a category category landing page. We built this, designed this using our page builder uh, solution, which I'm going to talk in the back end demonstration for the same. So you can see that the performance is quite fast and it has all the standard features just like any other e-commerce website. So this is what I wanted to show about the headless commerce. Then let's move and see how it looks like on the mobile devices. So this is our PWA for the mobile browser. And you can see, if you've noticed the desktop headless e-commerce user interface and experience is different and the mobile browser experience is different. Why? Because of course you have to provide device specific user interface and experience. So as a result, you see the app like experience here, and the products would be loading quite fast as I explained you earlier, and it can work offline and it has an installed experience. So the one of the major difference you will notice is that whole app user interface and the experience you are able to get it in the mobile browser itself. Okay, as you can see here. Now, I want to show you something more interesting as we talked about the offline experience and the installed experience. So of course, I cannot show the live mobile browser currently on my laptop or a desktop. So I've recorded this video for you guys to see how the offline experience looks like. So as you can see, I'm currently browsing this on my Chrome Android browser, and I'm trying to install it as an app. So let's just restart this one so I can, keep up with you guys. As you can see, I'm browsing currently in the Chrome browser, and I would like to add it as an app in my Android. So I'm just doing that process, and it's getting added in my backend in the app drawer. As you can see, it's downloading and it's been downloaded. So I'm going to close this Chrome browser now, and I'm going to try to use it like an application. As you can see, the app icon is there. Okay. And I'm going to hit it, and it eventually loads like an application. Now I want to show you whole journey again in this video. So as you can see, I browsed a couple of products. Like first is a home page. Okay. So it's loading, it's loaded. I'm also gonna show you in this video what is the offline experience. Let me pause it. You've been noticing the installed experience. I've just installed this PWA in my Android, OS, and using it like an application, as you just noticed. And now I'm gonna show you what is offline experience. So let's assume I have clicked to one product, listing. And as you can see, this is the product Yoga Companion Kit. I still have a connectivity with an internet. I will put this product into the cart, let it go. So it's going to the cart. I still have an internet connection, but I think now I'm going to turn off my internet. As you can see, I just turned off my internet. I don't have mobile internet connection or even the Wi-Fi, and still I'm going to access the areas of this, solution. So as you can see, the whole listing is again available for me to browse offline. The same product which I opened before is available offline. So this quick, almost a 2 minutes of video shows you both the aspects of this all new cutting edge, PWA. One is installed experience. Another one is an offline experience. So that's what I wanted to highlight. So this is how your store is going to look for both desktop and the browser. Now let's go to the third aspect of our live demonstration, which is how you will manage this PWA. Okay, so I'm gonna go inside this module, which is called the Mobi apps. I click to the manage apps. Okay, now while it's loading, let me quickly go back and recap what we just checked. Number one, we checked about the headless commerce. Okay, now just try to keep up with me about the terms you're using, because this is what industry is started using. So this is not a standard desktop website. It's a headless commerce. Then second, we have checked the PWA for the mobile browser. Now, the control unit of the backend module allows you to control both the things. Okay, the desktop, headless commerce, and the PWA also. So what kind of controls you will get, I'm going to show you. But in a nutshell, the home page I'm showing you here, whether it is a desktop headless commerce or the PWA, it's like a blank canvas. Okay, or like a blank paper, white paper, and you can literally draw whatever you want with the help of the backend module controls. Page builder, we call it page builder, which I'm just going to show you there, here. So whatever designs you see here, we haven't coded anything. It's non-technical aspects, and you can do that with the help of our page builder. Similarly, it applies here also. So you have a whole control for both PWA and the headless commerce. So let's move on and see how it actually works. So I would like to start with the headless commerce first. So let's go inside it and click on add it and see what kind of controls you get. Okay, we are into this section. We have various tabs here. Number one is an overview. Then we have a settings. Settings allows you to control your features, so you can simply enable or disable any feature you want. For a quick example, you may say, I don't want to show the wish list. I'm just giving you an example. Of course, everyone wants to show the wish list, but let's take an example. You don't want to show the wish list on your website and the PWA. You can quickly come here and select no radio button and save it, and that feature will be gone from the Headless Commerce, okay? And if you're selecting it from the PWA, then it will be gone from the PWA also. Now, just like this, you can see I'm scrolling slowly now. You can see there are a list of features we have added it, and you can simply enable and disable any feature you want without developer or the technical assistant. So that's something under the settings you will find it. And then you have this option called design your home page. We call it widgets. Each and every elements what you see on the home screen is widget, but this page builder allows you to draw it. So let me clear the conceptual understanding about the widget system or page builder very quickly. Now I'll go to the add new widget, and the screen is loading. And meanwhile it's loading, let me go back to home screen again. So when I say widget, this slider is a widget. This image is a widget. What I'm going to show you here now is how you can create those widgets. So that's the conceptual understanding we should have, we should clear first. You have 5 types of widgets currently. One is an image widget, okay, and there are various controls in the configuration of each widget. Then we have a category widget, okay, and there are again a lot of configuration in the settings available. Then we have a product widget. Then again there is a various configuration. Then you have an image map. Then finally you have a small HTML coding where you can put it. Now, output could look like this. You select your desired widget, and you can have an output like what I'm showing you on my desktop, Headless Commerce. So let me also, try to scroll down in my PWA section. So I'll go to the home screen. Similarly, we have designed this home page for the PWA also. So this is the widget system. Now we've created a lot of widgets. Of course, if I try to create or show you some of them in action, it's going to take a long time, but that's why I just cleared the conceptual understanding about the same. So as you can see, the widgets are already created. We have total 15 widgets published on our Headless Commerce, and each of the widgets, as you understood now, requires no coding skills. Plus, you can then drag and drop to position this whole thing very easily. Okay, so this is about the page builder or widget system. Moving on, there are CMS control also available for the same, and then you have a notification setting, which is a little bit more technical. No, not for the store population purpose. Then you have an amazing feature here. You can send a push notification. We have a direct integration with the one signal. Okay, how you can do that? Now it's a long story where people were saying that you can send push notification if you have the native application. But now if you have the PWA, you can also send push notification to your customers using your Headless Commerce and or the progressive websites. You simply put your heading here and your message here. You can deep link your message, your marketing message here, and the deep link allows you to deep link literally anything you want, product, page, category, and more. You can see on my screen. And then you have an option to attach your image. There's a guideline how you can attach your image. Then you have an option to send that push notification, and it goes to your all customers directly using your web version. So this is how you can control your website. Okay, and now let's see how you can manage your PWA. So far we have just checked how you can manage your Headless Commerce. Now I'm gonna open up the PWA control unit. So let's go back, let it load, and it's been loaded. Let's go inside it. Now you will be surprised to see the mechanism to manage your PWA is exactly same like your Headless Commerce. But yeah, you have the full control, and you can differentiate your PWA from your desktop commerce in terms of graphics, promotion, everything. Because as we just learned, people are directly coming from the mobile browser, and the dimension is different. So why not to show them a different type of resolution on the mobile browser? So the concept to manage it is also the same. You have the push notification, you have the widget system. Okay, so there's no need to, I think, explain, because it is the same, but you have both flexible consoles for the same. So this is what it looks like when we learn about the front end. So I can say from my experience that MobiCommerce makes it easy, not just the easy, but extremely easy to, build your website, which is ultra fast and built using the latest technology called React and PWA and Headless Commerce, and control it, because building it is ready. You can go and get this solution. It's a full ready solution, and controlling it, again, it is not a headache, because you don't have to be a developer or coder to do the same thing. So this is all I wanted to cover in today's you know live demonstration. There is a lot more to see in this webinar, so let me just uh, go back to the next slide. We have a little bit to see. Of course, we're not going to check in detail about the case study, but let's see what people are experiencing when they apply this thing with their actual businesses. So we have a great example. I'm showing you some of the case studies uh, of Google who have used this technology, what kind of experience they're getting it. So you can also head to this website and browse it by yourself also. But we have the same, Book My Show case study here. We have an AliExpress case study here. I'm just picking up the e-commerce related case study. Jumia is a quite well-known e-commerce giant in whole Africa region. Okay. Then Ola, OLX, these are the name you might have heard before. Then Alibaba. Okay, all of them are getting great advantages using the latest technology, and you can read out their case study in detailed manner on the website I'm showing you at developer.google.com. Okay, you can get some good understanding about what kind of challenges they were facing before, but after using this technology, how they managed to avoid those situations and gain the true advantage of the same. So these are something I done. Now we have another interesting community driven list of statistics and the news related to the progressive web app. So you can head to this website, which is pwastates.com, and you can see who, why, what, and results. What I mean is that who gained what kind of results and why. So you can see that there are some companies started building their or website using the PWA, and you can see that the increase in the monthly active users. Some of them are noticing increase in the revenue. Okay, there are interesting, fantastic, case studies for the same, which might definitely help you in taking your decision for the same. So let's see what we have left in today's webinar. So let's go back to our presentation, and we have next to guide you a little bit more about the standard or the best practices about how to promote your PWA. We thought that let's make this webinar quite like complete, because we talked and touched, I would say we touched almost every aspect of this technology, starting from the definition, starting from the advantages, features. We've seen some of things in the live action. We have checked the case studies. But what if you as a store owner or a marketeer goes with the solution? How would you promote this one? So I'm showing you some of the guideline about the same. So just to give you a better understanding, we would like to give you some idea about how you can better promote your PWA and headless commerce using these various best practices. So some of the things you can easily understand in this slide. You can keep your promotions outside of the flow of your user journey. For example, you don't have for example, in a PWA login page, but the call to action below the login form and submit button. Disruptive use of promotional patterns reduces the usability of your PWA and negatively impacts your engagement metrics. So this is something you can see. You should avoid it, call to action and some submit button, and you shouldn't keeping it in your main flow of the user. And this is further, let me just go back. So you can see in my presentation some of the visuals how you should promote it. Of course, as a provider, we might also help you further in guiding in detail. But I just thought to cover it in this webinar, so it may be helpful for you guys. Now let's move. Let's go ahead and take some time for our questions. And so I would like you all to type your questions, and we would like to attempt them in this today's webinar. So I've started getting questions, and let me just try to see which one I should pick first. So I have a first question regarding, can we proceed? Can we proceed without the headless commerce? Can we proceed with the headless commerce? Yeah, of course you can proceed with the without the headless commerce, because you can only go with the PWA version of the solution in case if you want. But as I explained, the technology allows you to gain the advantage of the desktop version. So headless commerce can be a good, thing for you to get started. But essentially, it is easy to start without that desktop headless commerce. So you can do that. I've got a new next question regarding how soon we can get the solution, like how quickly I can get and learn about it. So these are the two questions in my view. So the solution is ready. The solution we presented here is ready, and you can quickly go live, into the market, like within a week or so. If there is a more customization requirement, it may take more time, but the solution is ready and you can quickly go live into the market without you know much time, within a week or so. Now I would like to take another question regarding the single code base. So the question says that, what is a big advantage if you manage everything through single code base? As I explained you earlier, if you have the single code base, you can control all your fronts. And when I say front, you can control your desktop headless commerce. You can control your app. You can control your mobile app, because you can also build the mobile app using the same technique. It is going to be easier for the implementation, and across the device you will have the uniformity. The codes are usable, reusable, and essentially, as a company or someone who is investing, it's going to be budget friendly for the same. And now another interesting question is that, can a user or place an order while using the PWA offline? That's good question. So being a user, you cannot place an order offline, because we have what the solution we have presented today. It is for the e-commerce, and in the e-commerce, technically, it is not good to allow users to place and complete the journey while in the offline, because the store owner must make sure that the stocks are in place. So that's the reason you cannot place an order. It's been restricted. Technically, it is possible, but you cannot currently in the solution place an order while you're an offline. I would like to just take last question, then we can wrap up this webinar. So can this be used with any other platform except Magento? That's again a very good question. Yes, this is a you know decoupled framework, a standalone version, connected using the API layer. So you can use it for any e-commerce also, like the OpenCart or Shopify or WooCommerce. But as a solution provider, as a ready solution provider, we currently have the full compatibility with Magento. Only in case if you are coming up with any other platform, you have a requirement, you can feel free to contact us, and we'll guide you more about how we can achieve that. For a ready solution, we have a Magento compatibility fully. So I think that's all for today's session. Thank you very much for joining our today's webinar.